By now you could probably tell I got a very diverse group of friends. Some use Cash App, some use Venmo. I think Happy might still write checks. My friends are so diverse I had to expand my vocabulary, start saying shit like, what are your gluten-free options? I don't even know what the fuck gluten is, but gluten-free is the saddest shit ever. I mean, have any of y'all ever seen a gluten-free donut? It's so sad it looks like for 50 cents a day you can save this donut. You think Italians get mad because you want to put pineapple on your pizza? Try putting that pizza on top of cauliflower. I had a gluten-free cookie the other day. It tastes so sad I thought it came from a single-parent home. So I identify as a blurred. Yep, that's a black nerd. Yeah. So, and I feel like nerd should be like the new N-word. Like, I mean, if you don't know the difference between Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, or Bruce Wayne and Bruce Banner, or Star Trek and Star Wars, I don't feel like you should just be able to call somebody a nerd. Like, my ex called me a nerd and I felt uncomfortable because she said it with a hard R. So, I mean, I do nerdy shit. Like, on May the 4th, I was dressed up as a Jedi because it's Star Wars Day. My friend told me I needed a Jedi name. First they said something like Bar Drinks. Then they was like, how about Lando Calrissian? I said, how about that's fucked up and a little bit racist? Then they was like, scratch that. How about Grievous Gout? And how about that's the last time I give my friends my personal medical history? Because apparently they don't have the same HIPAA laws as my nursing doctor. Speaking of my nursing doctor, yo, does anybody else talk to them like they the police or they're just me? And like they said earlier, I think it's fuck 12. Because I feel like they be asking me all them dumbass questions trying to get me to incriminate myself. Like, have you been doing any drugs? I'm like, yeah. For the gout. Have you been drinking? No, officer, nothing but coffee. And the dumbest question of all, have you been working out? Okay, cool. Because I have been working out. I lost 6 pounds. After I found 10 pounds. Other people I hate talking to that bitch at Costco. They give out the free samples. Because I don't like the look she give me when I tell her no. And I don't like the fact that she be like, are you sure? Yeah, bitch, I'm sure. Other person I hate talking to is what I like to call aunties. Not your real aunt, just aunties, you know what I mean. Because they feel like they can say whatever you want. Like, I was at Bath and Body Works, because I'll be the fat fuck, but I won't be the fat funky fuck. Right. And I was feeling good about myself because I found some Ralph Lauren on sale. And she came up to me, and first thing she said to me is, are you still playing in snow? Yeah, y'all know what that means. Right. Well, she was saying, she was asking if I am still in an interracial relationship. And I had to inform her. I was like, I don't know if you've been on TikTok or the internet, but actually, it's no longer ginger, it's ginger. She didn't find that funny either. And then the other thing she said to me is, looks like you've been eating good. That bitch just called me fat. But I get it. When I'm shopping, I gotta look for 2 words, big and tall, and I'm not that tall. If I'm lucky enough to find a store that has a big and tall, they usually throw it in the back, tumbleweeds blowing by. Even with these thick ass glasses, there's never a sales associate in sight. And the only decent brand you can get is Ralph Lauren Polo. And when that shit ain't on sale, the t-shirts start at $80 fucking.
Right.
And that was before the fucking inflation. Yo, it's so bad. Where I'm from, they be having separate stores for their big and tall. Like I know I'm down south, but segregation in this day and age, that shit ain't cool. But what really ain't cool is men, we don't get the same body positivity like women get. Y'all get cool names for your stores like Torrid, Lane Bryant. The name of our stores just be lazy fat fucks. And I don't think that shit is cool. But well, she's gone. But she was talking about local making playlists and stuff, mixtapes. I loved making mixtapes when I growing up. Like I feel like that has transitioned to me making very, very, very niche playlists. I'm currently working on 2. The first one I'm working on is called White Guys That Act Black. It has songs on it like Limp Bizkit, Nookie, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, Good Vibrations, Beastie Boys, Fight for Your Right, and Eminem, Slim Shady. And I just added a new song on it, an artist by the name of Drake.
Right. Got it.
Started from the bottom, now we here. Ironically enough, it got a lot of the same songs as the mixtape I had made back in the day. It was called I Like Black Guys, but I Could Never Tell My Parents. The only difference is it had Biz Markie, Just a Friend, and Fresh Prince, Bel Air, Parents Just Don't Understand.
Right.
The other playlist I'm working on is titled Women Over the Age of 40 That Like Black Guys. Like I said, they're very niche, but they bomb. It has songs on it like Salt and Pepper Soup,
Right.
In Vogue, Never Gonna Get It, TLC, No Scrubs, and Destiny's Child, Bills, Bills, Bills. Ironically enough, it got a lot of the same songs as a mixtape I made back in the day. It was called Single Baby Mamas. The only difference is that had Erykah Badu, Tyrone, and Outkast, Sorry Miss Jackson, because she is for real. So, being a blurred, I'm realizing that I'll probably never be exactly what you call a man's man. I'm more of a guy's guy. I know it sounds similar, but they're very different. Like I feel like Tom Hardy, the Mad Max, Venom, man's man. Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump, guy's guy. Like I feel like a man's man collects things like power tools or some shit like that. But a guy's guy collects shit like Pokemon or Funko Pops or some shit like that. I feel like bourbon is what a man's man would drink, but Moscato. Well, let's not talk about that, but I like the taste, and if I blow on it, my job think it's coffee. I feel like a man's man will go out there and change that flat tire, but a guy's guy will go out there and use his AAA.
Yeah, that's impossible.
So, so some of y'all, can I get nerdy? Can I like?
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't really do this bit, but I got a show this week in Atlanta at a comic book store, so I want to practice it. So if y'all don't mind, it's a kind of open mic.
Go ahead.
And it kind of ties in, because I feel like, the man's man, like, I feel like guys get a bad rap. Because I feel like a man's man, something else a man's man would do is play stuff like fantasy football. A guy's guy will play something like Dungeons and Dragons. For those that's unfamiliar, that's what they play on Stranger Things. But they got more similarities than you would think. So, I mean, I feel like both of them dress up as people that they will never be in real life. I feel like both of them probably have a hard time finding women that want to play with them.
Oh, shit.
I feel like they both get mad when their character or their man don't do what they want them to do. But the one thing where I feel like guys win on this is one of them is fantasizing about playing the game, while the other one is actually playing the game. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Maybe, huh?
All right.
It was a stretch. Y'all asked for it. I tried. I feel like, I'm still going to do it Thursday. So.
Right.
Anyway. What else? So, a lot of people, Happy Bones smokes a lot of weed. A lot of comics smoke weed. Actually, I don't smoke weed. I feel like I've had like a bad experience that started. I feel like one reason I don't really enjoy reggae music because where I'm from, it was more like Jamaican music. We had a lot of people that looked like that played reggae, but looked like they never been to Jamaica. But the real reason why I don't smoke weed is like my first experience. I was a young kid at the park. Because back in those days, you just had to wait and see if you didn't find the yard with the bicycles out. Some of y'all might be too young for that.
Right. No,
So I was waiting at the park, and the older kid was up there, and he was beginning to roll a blunt. I know all y'all are law-abiding citizens, so I'm going to explain to you what that means. This guy took a perfectly good, cheap cigar, and he dumped out the tobacco. Then he took the loud or reefer,
don't say reefer.
marijuana,
Gas.
the gas. I don't think it was gas back then though.
Oh, what year are we talking?
90s, 80s maybe. I don't want to get my age.
That was
Yeah,
big.
yeah. And he put that in the cigar. He put it in the cigar, and after he put it in the cigar, he began to what I could only describe as deep throating the cigar. I mean, he licked the shit out of
I
that.
hate that. Oh, I fucking hate that.
And then he took his lighter and like that and like lit the lighter under like that made it all better. He took a couple totes of it and then he was like, "Hey, you want to hit this little man?" I was like, "Hell no." I mean, I don't know anything else, any other culture, any other thing you can do where that is acceptable. Like, I can't be on somebody's birthday starting to lick an envelope halfway through, be like, "Yo, you want to finish it?" You look at me like I'm fucking crazy. But I'm fat, so I might not smoke drugs, but occasionally I eat them. But I had to stop. Because, I mean, we've been talking about COVID a lot, and now, like, the COVID strands are getting weaker, but I feel like the THC strands are getting stronger. Like, now you can get COVID, put a mask on, and take your ass straight to work. One time I had an edible on my lunch, and I couldn't make it back to work. So I'm gonna finish up with one thing. Like I don't care for reggae, but I do love hip hop. If you couldn't tell by my playlist, I am a big fan of hip hop. I'm just hating everybody that's in it, and P. Diddy, Kanye West, Drake ain't making that any easier. But hip hop is the reason why I'll probably never have kids. That and an amazing pull-out game. Because I don't really believe in doing like the pretty lies. I like to stick to the ugly truth. You know, I mean, and I can't do any of the shit that they talk about now. And so like somebody was talking about mumble rap, so I can't understand the shit, but I definitely can't do what they talk about. Like I'm from the simpler times. Y'all familiar with an artist by the name of Nas?
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay, for the four people that's not. Nas, 2002, he had a song where he said, "I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be." 2002, that might have been true. I think we messed up around about 2014 because we had an artist by the name of Future. and Ace Hood. And they had a song talking about waking up in a brand new Bugatti. If you are unfamiliar with a Bugatti, it's an automobile. And the starting price on that automobile is $1.6 million. There is nothing that I could tell my child, whatever sex they decide to be once they find the internet, that they can do to get a Bugatti. Like I said, I'm from a simpler time. Are y'all also familiar with a guy by the name of LL Cool J?
Yes.
Okay. So y'all probably know him from DEI or SVU or whatever TV show he's on. But he actually used to rap. He had a song in around 1993 talking about the backseat of his Jeep. Let's have an episode. I don't know if y'all saw it, but right outside, I got a Jeep. It's a Cherokee, not a Wrangler, but that's not important.
Right.
What's important is it's paid for. So, I mean, once my child got their license, of course, and if they wanted to be like LL Cool J, Candace, was your fault, they too can have an episode in the backseat. Let's take it back. Let's finish it up with an artist by the name of Nas again. In 1996, he had a hit song, where he said if he rules the world and everything in it, he said sky is the limit. He pushed a Q45 Infinite. White people, that's an Infinity. My dentist drives an Infinity. So that means I could tell my kids they could go to school, try to be a doctor, flunk out, and become a dentist. And maybe they too could drive an Infinity like Nas. But you want to know what my dentist doesn't drive? Anybody want?
A brand new Bugatti.
No, a Tesla Cybertruck. Because he got big dick energy.
Oh shit.
So, all right, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Like I said, I lost my black card, but I get it back this week for Juneteenth. But, like, you know what I mean? Well, like, I don't know about y'all. It seems like it's similar. Wilmington, where I'm from in North Carolina, they don't celebrate Juneteenth. And I'm okay with it because I saw what they did to Cinco de Mayo when ICE wasn't around. Where I'm from, if they did decide to celebrate Juneteenth, I feel like it would look something like this. I feel like they'll get rid of their Doc Martens and get a fresh pair of Timberlands. I feel like Patagonia and Vineyard Vines will start making dashikis. I know a few of y'all probably don't know what a dashiki is. You got 4 people you can ask. That's very funny. But the worst thing I see them doing on Juneteenth is adding fried chicken and watermelon to their charcuterie boards. And that ain't cool. But here you go. I'm going to tell y'all the proper way to celebrate the holiday if y'all want to partake, you know, especially since you got a day off. And if you happen to be a white woman over the age of 40 and you like songs like Destiny's Child, Bills, 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 TLC, No Scrubs, In Vogue, Never Gonna Get It, and Salt and Pepper Shoot, you should have sex with a black man. My name is Louis T. If you want a QR code to my playlist, I got a card for you. It's on Spotify, Apple Music. You can follow. And Louis T Comedy, all platforms. Let's bring up your host.
Hell yeah, y'all give it up for Louis T. Y'all can catch him later in the back of his Jeep Cherokee. I got one thing to say to y'all motherfuckers. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Okay, we can be friends. I'll see y'all next week. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming out tonight. Y'all make this a lot of fun, so we appreciate y'all.
Where you going down first?
I just looked at that. Oh, we can't your head.